Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the 3rd day of July, 2023. It is Monday of the 13th week of the year, the 13th week in Ordinary Time. It is also the feast of St. Thomas the Apostle. Coming to you from another beach, not the usual beach that I am at, but here in New Jersey. And so, as you can see, the beach has been raked, as it usually is here on the Jersey Shore on a daily basis. And as you can see in the background over there to my right or left, a bunch of people doing yoga over there. Beaches fill up very quickly here in New Jersey, unlike in other places where sometimes I am filming. And so you should get down here early if you want a nice spot. Anyway, so on this feast of St. Thomas the Apostle, we remember again the one who is often known as Doubting Thomas, the one who is often seen as basically an apostle who was lacking in faith or lacking in trust, someone who is often derided because he did not believe that the Messiah had risen after the apostles told him that. We always have to make sure, though, that when we are looking at Thomas, we're not looking at someone who was just doubtful for the sake of being doubtful. He is someone who is doubtful because he wants to believe. He is someone who is doubtful because he wants to realize that the Messiah has come and is risen, and everything that Jesus promised has come to fulfillment. And so, which is why he says, I will believe, and I can put my hands in his, my fingers in his nail marks, my hand at his side, and what have you. As gruesome as that is, disgusting as that is. This is what Thomas does, and it's what God grants him. It's what Jesus allows him to be able to experience as he goes, as he comes to greater faith, greater understanding of just what has happened, to him and the other 10 now, because Judas has gone the way that he did, and so that this has not just been some kind of great miracle worker and some kind of great wisdom speaker and things like that. This is God now walking in their midst and basically making true everything that Jesus said would happen or come to pass. So again, the first reading from Ephesians today, where basically it reinforces the fact that not just Thomas, but all of us are no longer just people who are lost and set adrift, in life. We are part of the household of God, and nothing can ever take that away. And we need to remember that, because if we don't recall that we are part of God's household, then we can come to all kinds of ridiculous understandings and ridiculous assumptions about how God feels about us and how we are not worthy and how many times, we give offense to God and stuff like that. God has made us members of God's household, and nothing can ever take that away, which should give us, the courage always to persevere and continue in trying to move deeper and deeper into faith. The gospel today, again, is Thomas's own doubt. And again, like I said, Jesus allows that doubt to be satisfied, and allows that doubt to become something that turns into true and lasting faith, And again, there is a statement where, blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. Again, written in perhaps, by John, who wanted to make sure that, all people who will hear the story of Thomas, understand, truly that it isn't necessarily by having to touch Christ, the risen Christ, that one believes, but that understanding what it is that the apostles have given them and the message the apostles brings to them, which is why we believe today. We don't have to touch Christ to be able to understand that faith has power and that God cares about and loves us. We have the examples of each other, and that in many ways suffices in tremendous ways more than it would be, to touch the nail marks, the wound marks of Christ on the cross. Allowing us to become God's witnesses in the world is really what we are always called to be, and what we must constantly remember to live up to. And we live God, and we give witness to God. We are God's witnesses in the world by the way that we allow others to experience Christ through our actions and through our words and through what it is that we say and do. That only comes again from trusting and knowing that we are always a part of God's household, that we are part of God's life. And as long as that remains, as it always will, our lives will be fruitful, and glorious, and wonderful. A blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.